Am I overreacting? The restaurant canceled our reservation without notifying us on our wedding day. So I had a micro wedding at a courthouse and we're meeting some more people for a reception afterwards, about 12 people. We booked a reservation at a restaurant slash bar slash lounge just across the street. We first went into the restaurant to make sure that they could accommodate. We tried to make a reservation then, but they told us we would have to do it through their website. Okay, fine. So I made the reservation. 2 days before the wedding, we got a confirmation email. We confirmed the reservation. When we go to the restaurant after the wedding, they inform us that they canceled all reservations from the 23rd to the 1st. No email, no call, nothing. They tell us because it was peak dinner time around 5:30 p.m., it'll be a 30-minute wait. We didn't have anywhere else we wanted to go, so we waited. An hour later, I went to talk to a manager. The bartender informed me the manager wasn't there and wouldn't be for several days, so I had to come back to talk to her. 2.5 hours later, we're finally sat, and of course they're out of steak, what myself and my husband both wanted, and the best they could do was a 25% discount. I don't want to say it ruined my day because it was truly such an amazing day. However, I have a 1-year-old, and by the time we finished dinner, it was almost 2 hours past his bedtime. We couldn't get a hotel room, we couldn't go to the lounge, and we couldn't even speak to someone about why we weren't at least informed. No one at the restaurant really knew why because it was a corporate slash management decision. Honestly, to me, it feels like the restaurant screwed up our day. Waiting 2 hours after making a reservation and confirming it 2 days prior just feels so shitty. I'm still pretty upset about this. Would you go back to speak to the manager or is it an overreaction? Oh girl, absolutely. I'm going full Karen mode if this happened to me because don't try to tell me I'm going into the restaurant to try to schedule an appointment or not an appointment, a reservation, and you tell me I need to go online. Okay, so I follow your instructions. I go online, I schedule the reservation, you confirm the reservation. Like, what more can I do? And then, not to mention, you made me wait for 2.5 hours, and the people that came to my wedding, and you didn't even get like, sorry, that should have been comped. That should be comped. Like, no. And I feel like if a manager was there, something bigger would have happened. And if it didn't, then I would be like, no, I'm never coming back here. Because it's all about like I'm never going to be like a I'll never be a bitch to someone. I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, so I'm a little bit concerned because of this." And like I'll let them know what's happening. And obviously if they're like rude to me, girl, I'm going to be rude right back, but I feel like and I always try not to complain. Like I never complain unless something is really bad, which honestly, even if something is really bad, sometimes I don't even really complain. I always am like, even if it's like the worst, even if they delivered me, this is stupid to say, but even if they delivered me a completely different meal that I was like allergic to, I still probably wouldn't say anything. So I'm saying like, yeah, I would go in and be Karen, but girl, probably not. I would go in and probably be like, hey, I'm kind of upset about this. And then I will react accordingly to how they treat me. But yeah, literally, I'm such a baby when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I always feel so bad. I'm like, no, I don't want to inconvenience anyone. Like, I do not want to be the reason for that person being annoyed that day or like going home and complaining and being like, oh, I had the most annoying customer today. She like wouldn't do like I don't know, whatever. I do not want to be that person. So I will literally try to be like the least. I want to be as sneaky and quiet as a little fucking mouse. Okay, this person said, not overreacting. I demand a full refund for the entire meal once you speak to the manager. Commenter 2 said they have the right to be upset but not demand a refund for what they ultimately decided to order and eat. They made that decision once they found out the bar was out of steak. Yeah, and also to be waiting, like, I'm not saying that it's their fault at all, but I don't think I'd be waiting 2.5 hours. I know they said 30 minutes, which is also crazy to say it's going to be 30 minutes and have it be. Obviously, they can't predict exactly how long it's going to be, but to be that far off is just crazy. I think after 1 hour, I'd be like, all right, girl, well, is it going to be soon or not? Because I'm going to go find a new place to go to. because I'm not about to wait 2.5 hours. Like, I'm hungry. My tummy is rumbling. And also, I have a 1-year-old. Like, what was the 1-year-old doing that whole time? Because I guarantee you that 1-year-old was going bananas. OP said they told us they were out of steak after being seated for about 20 minutes. We didn't have anywhere else to go. 12 people is going to have a long wait anywhere. There wasn't much we could do about that. Unless we wanted to get fast food or pizza, that was the option for the night. They repeatedly told us just a few more minutes throughout the night. Hate that. Hate that. You're supposed to overquote, at least from what I was taught when I was a hostess for many years in high school. And I would always overquote. They always said, like, overshoot it, never undershoot it, because then you're always going to get people that complain. If you say 20 minutes and it ends up being 40 minutes, they're going to be like, hello, you told us, which I understand. Like, that makes sense. I also would much rather be like, oh, it's going to be 50 minutes and then it ends up being 20 minutes. And then you're like, oh my God, yay. I'm so happy. Okay, update. 8 days later. For those who didn't read my last post, basically I had a courthouse wedding, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to get into that. I went into the lounge last weekend and talked to the bartender, explained what happened, and she said, WTF, that's effed up. She went to go get a bar manager who was there our wedding night. He apologized and gave us our drinks free. I asked if the restaurant manager was there, and he said she was and went to go get her. She said basically the same thing. Corporate started a new system without notifying them. They didn't know how to use it, and they canceled reservations for the 23rd to the 1st. I asked if I could talk to her manager, aka the manager for the whole building, and she gave me her card. I emailed that manager and set up a phone call. She apologized sincerely and said the staff was supposed to honor all previous reservations and said that the staff wasn't being honest. She said the manager on staff that night likely didn't even look at the reservations and had no idea we were coming. She gave us a $100 gift card to the restaurant and a free night at the hotel to use whenever we want. I genuinely don't know who's telling the truth, and honestly, I don't care. They were nothing but nice about the situation, as was I. It seemed to have been a series of unfortunate mix-ups and miscommunications that led to not getting our reservations that night. I'm happy with the gift card and the free night at the hotel. See, that's how you deal with it. That is how you deal with it, because I feel like that's the best way to deal with any situation like that. You just like overcompensate and try to make up for it. Otherwise, they're going to be going and spreading dirt on your name, and then you're going to lose potential customers, and you'd much rather people be like, "Oh, I had a great experience with them. Like, we, had some mix-ups, but they eventually did so much to make up for it." That's how you handle it. The top comment says, no, I worked fine dining in a major tourist city. 2.5 hours is beyond. We would have fixed this ASAP. Lost reservations be damned. A quick show of the confirmation to the host. They would have been given the star treatment. No one is in this place knows how to do their job. Right, because if you show them the email, imagine they're like, oh yeah, no, that's not. No, that's not. Like, I'd be like, wait, I'm literally in a wedding dress. Can you just sit me down, like prioritize me? Because I obviously had a reservation. I literally show you my phone that has the confirmation. We're going to move on to the advice segment of this episode, the advice/confession segment of this episode. Love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.